Hey everyone, and welcome back to the survival world. We're back once again, and I'm starting off here doing a little bit of spruce chopping, as you can see here, because, well, we didn't really start to run out of spruce a huge amount, but I figured that we'd probably need a little bit more for today's episode. So I thought, you know, it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and chop down a little bit of spruce wood. I guess it consumes time, but that's alright. It's not too big of a deal. So today is going to be a bit of a different episode. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Not going to be as, I guess, fast-paced and, I guess, progression-based as my normal episodes. And I just want to, I don't know, take the chance to talk a little bit because, well, I have a little bit less time to record this episode than usual. And that is for, well, one main reason, but I'll get into that in a little bit. So this episode, I guess you can say, is going to be a little bit more personal. Oh yeah, that's right. I just want to talk about a few things that have been going on recently. And yeah, I thought that could be a fun little thing to do. I don't know. I'm trying to bring more of myself into this channel, so I figured that it would probably be a good idea to start with, I guess, giving you a peek into, I guess, what's going on in my life at the moment. So, yeah, that's what this episode is going to be about. So, yeah, if that doesn't interest you, then I'm sorry, but, yeah, we will get back to the normal type of episodes in the relatively near future, I think, yeah. But today I just want to, I don't know, I just want to talk, you know, I just want to talk. I just feel like talking. Of course, we are going to be making a little bit of progress in today's episode. I do want to get maybe one or two of the houses around this area done. If you missed the previous episode, basically this is Spawn Town, and I think a lot of you actually did miss the previous episode because, I mean, it didn't really perform super well, you know, which is fine. That's totally understandable. It probably reflects more of an issue with how I've made the episode and, you know, the title and thumbnail and probably length of the episode as well, rather than, you know, anything else. Or it could just be down to chance, I don't know. But anyway, basically the point of this area is it's the spawn town. This is where the spawn chunks are. And it's going to be like a little mining town. They're mining for red sandstone. There's going to be a little red sandstone ravine down here. I just realized I haven't shut the window. Give me a second. Much better. Alright, so basically this area is going to be, well, above ground. The area is going to be totally... But yeah, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, I guess, grab these shulkers and I'm going to start work on building some of these other buildings around in this area. Alright, so I think I'm going to start with one here, and it's going to be kind of small but tall, so it's going to be double-decker type thing, and it's going to be like a duplex, I guess, with two housing units on top of each other. I don't know. Alright, I think the first thing I'm going to do is bring the land out here a little bit, so we can have the whole thing up on that level instead of having, you know, multiple levels like what this build over here was. So I guess I'm just going to expand this over here. So anyway, in terms of what I'm going to be talking about, where do I start? So, I really got to get better at this whole live commentary thing. I used to be good at it. I used to be really decent at just talking, but I can't really... I don't know what happened. I have no idea. Anyway, so, basically, I guess I'll just get right into it. So, a couple days ago was a bit of a stressful day. So, what happened a couple of days ago is, well, basically, as of recording this video, as of it coming out, I guess it'll be a little bit different, but I was planning to go camping with a few of my mates, yeah. So that would have been really awesome, and probably quite a bit of fun as well. Sorry if there's cuts, I've just got to work out how I'm going to actually build this thing while I'm talking. So, yeah, anyway, so we were going to go camping, and we would have been coming back by today, I think, yeah. It would have been today. We were going for 2 nights. And it was, you know, it was going to be exciting. It was going to be cool. As you can probably tell, though, things didn't quite go to plan. So basically, what ended up happening is we had it all planned out. Or I had it all planned out. I was the main organizer of it, I guess. And I had, you know, had a good idea of where we were going to go. You know, how long we were going to stay for, the dates, and, you know, the exact amount of people, the cars, everything. However, there was a bit of a mistake with, not on my part, well, I guess partially on my part, but mainly on the website. So I booked it through the National Parks website of Australia, which is a pretty good website for camping. Also, although I thought it was a really, really nice, provides heaps of information about all sorts of things. It's just really good in general. And I thought it was perfect, you know. I thought the place we were going was going to be really, really awesome. And it looked really cool. Now, there was kind of already a setback with it, if I'm being honest, because, well, I had 2 campsites in mind, 2 separate campsites in mind. They were going to be in the same type of area as well, so, yeah, two different campsites we could have done. If one was booked out, that's fine, I'll just book the other one. So, yeah, that was basically the plan for that type of thing. Unfortunately though, before I got to book it, both the campsites were booked out. It's like, right, okay, that's a little bit annoying, but it's not too bad. I can just book another one. It's really not a big deal, right? Sorry, what was I saying? I got distracted by messages. So yeah, sorry, I got a little bit distracted there. This is going to get a little bit close to this roof. I think that's fine. I don't think it's that big of a deal because I don't really want the roof to stick out from here, I don't think. Maybe I do want it to stick up. I take it back. I definitely do want it to stick out. So yeah, what was I saying? Campsite. So yeah, the one we were going to book, other people got to it first. That's fine. That happens. We took probably longer than we should have anyway. There was, yeah, a little bit of difficulty with knowing who can take what cars and whatnot. Yeah, it was a little bit of difficulty there, but you know, that's to be expected. It's fine. I would just book another campground. And although it did take a while, I searched for probably the best part of an hour to find another campsite, and I did end up finding one, which looked really, really good. It had, you know, 2-wheel drive access, sealed roads to get there. You could camp next to your car. Perfect. Sounded perfect. That's what we wanted to do. Didn't want to get, you know, broken into or anything, so that was ideal. We didn't want to have to hike to get there because we don't really have the gear for that, and we weren't really, not really into that kind of thing. I mean, I do enjoy hiking, but carrying everything on my back to go there, I'm not really a big fan of, so I didn't really want to do that, and that was fine, you know. We had a perfectly good campsite, and yeah. So I looked on Google Maps of how to get there, and you had to go across water, but I was told that there was a ferry in that area, and I kind of put 2 and 2 together and thought, well, that must be where the ferry goes. I mean, it makes sense. Google Maps wouldn't show me that if you couldn't get a ferry across there, and if it was just like, well, you gotta swim, right? So I figured that, yeah, there's a ferry there probably, right? That makes sense. It's not a very weird assumption to make, I guess, as I was told there was a ferry there, and I saw on Google Maps that there must be a ferry, so yeah, it made sense, right? And plus, the website did say 2-wheel drive sealed road access, so that must be how you access it, right? Through a car ferry. That makes sense. Well, fast forward to the day, and we're driving out, you know, we're going in the car. We got up at about 7 in the morning, I think, head out to go to the campsite, and we drove for, would have been a couple of hours. We got breakfast on the way, McDonald's of course, and we get to the place where the ferry is, and we have a little bit of a look around. You know, we hop out of the cars, have a little walk around, try and look for where this ferry is, where you know, get on it or whatever. And I asked some of the local people, and they said, no, there's no ferry that goes across there. It's like, right, okay, well, we want to go to that campground, and they're like, yeah, no, there's no ferry that goes there. They really should change that on the website. I'm like, right, okay. So is there a way to, I guess, walk there? Like, can you walk there? Surely there's a way to get there, right? You can walk there. However, to get there is a 10-kilometer walk. So it's 8 kilometers down a fire trail, which I don't know if you've seen a fire trail, but they are probably the most boring things in existence. It's literally just like a dirt path made for fire trucks that you can't drive down because it's a fire trail. You can't drive down fire trails. So that stretches on for 8 kilometers, and the rest of the 2 kilometers is, I guess, like a bushwalk type of thing. And so I was pretty angry that, you know, the website said that you could get there by just driving there, even though you really can't in the slightest. And so I rang up the place, and they said, yeah, no, not really our problem. These people deal with it. They redirected me to a place that said, we don't deal with it, they deal with it. And I was like, alright, whatever. I'll just book another campsite. There's no point getting super angry about it. I'll just go ahead, book another campsite. Might leave a review if I'm able to. You can't leave reviews, by the way. There's no place to leave reviews on the national park website, so I couldn't even warn other people about it. But yeah, so I was like, right, I'll book another campsite, that's fine. And so I did, and I went onto the national parks website. I looked for a place that was nearby, and I found one that was only, I believe, about an hour down the road. And so I booked it. All good, all booked, perfect. Alright, so we're ready to go out to that new place and set up shop there, I guess. A little bit of a setback, but that's fine. That's really not that big of a deal. So I chucked it into Google Maps, and Google Maps gave me 2 options. One was a quicker option, which took only about an hour and a half, I believe. No, it was about like 53 minutes or something. But on the thing, it said that it may be blocked off, and you might not be able to get there through this route. And I was like, right, okay, don't want to take the chance. We're not going that route. So we all kind of decided that it would probably be a better idea to do the longer route. We've got all day. It's not really that big of a deal. It's annoying, but it's not that big of a deal. I was leading the way, so I selected that on Google Maps and started heading off in that general direction of where it is. Cool. The setback was annoying, but we were still going to get there well before sunset, so that was going to be perfectly fine. Not really that big of a deal, just kind of an interesting setback, I guess. And then so we drive for quite a while. It takes us down this road that says no through road. I was like, right, okay, no through road. It might just be right at the end, right? It says, it looks on Google Maps like it goes for quite a while. So yeah, I guess it must be at the end somewhere. So we're going down, driving along, and it turns into a bit of a dirt road, which is alright, that's okay. We can do dirt roads. Not super ideal, the car got incredibly filthy, but I guess by the time we got home it kind of all blew off anyway, so it wasn't that big of a deal. So anyway, we're driving down this dirt road, and we drive down it for quite a while here. I also just realised I forgot to mix in any red sand in with this, so it's just the red sandstone. I was wondering why it looked a little bit different. Anyway, so we're going down this dirt trail for quite a while. A dirt road for quite a while. Probably, I wouldn't say an hour, but probably close to it. We were going down there for maybe 45 minutes, something along those lines. So quite a long time, you know, no short period down this dirt road here. And then we get to a point where I see a sign that says no trespassing. It's like, right, okay. Hop out of the car, take a look. Authorized vehicles only, no trespassing. And I look on Google Maps, and Google Maps automatically decided to switch from the non-dodgy route to the dodgy route. Yeah, so we had just spent probably about an hour driving in the total wrong direction, going the route that we weren't meant to go, or, well, I guess it was an option, but we didn't really want to go that route because it could potentially be blocked off, and lo and behold, it was. So I guess needless to say, that was annoying. I mean, we had just spent ages driving to, well, where we couldn't go, obviously. I mean, there was another route, so it wasn't the end of the world. We could still go to the campsite. It was alright. We can drive to the campsite, and yeah, that's, you know, it's whatever. It's annoying. I also ended up, out of anger, I slammed my hand into into a barbed wire fence, so as I'm speaking, I've got a couple wounds in my hand, but it's alright. It's my own stupid fault at the end of the day for doing that. I mean, I just wasn't thinking, and I just went to lean on it, and it was barbed wire. So, yeah. So then I put in the other route on Google Maps. We turn around and we start driving. We drive for ages. At this point, it's just been loss. We've just... it's just been loss after loss. So we're going along, and we're driving, and I noticed that I'm running a little bit low on fuel. So I check how long we've got. It's about 60 k's, and the nearest petrol station is, I think it was about 30 k's away. So weren't cutting it too fine, but I'd rather, you know, get there. And luckily the petrol station was only a little bit past the campsite that we were going to. So by the time I noticed this, we were out of the dirt road, and we were back onto the main road, and the campsite was only about half an hour away, and the rest of the petrol station was maybe 40 minutes away, a little bit longer, nearly 40 minutes, not quite 40 minutes. So yeah, it was still decently far, but I was going to make it, I guess. Either way, I did drive in 6th just about the whole time to save on fuel. just to be safe, you know, just to be safe. And so we're driving, we go past, we see the sign for the campsite, you know, all is good. We see a little bit of a dirt road. That's fine, kind of expected that. And so we're driving, and we found the ferry that, you know, I thought was in a totally different spot, and we actually had to go across the ferry to get to the fuel. We went on the car ferry, and I mean, that's something we gained out of that. We went on a car ferry. Also, I'm kind of liking how this is coming together. I do need to put in the spruce stairs down the bottom. I have just realized those. So do I have any of those? No. But anyway, so we go across this car ferry, and I mean, that was kind of interesting. I'd never really been across a car ferry before, so yeah, that was kind of cool. So we go across there, I make it to the petrol station. It was all good. I filled up with fuel. No issues there. Perfectly fine. Got a giant Freddo. It was great. We were golden. And morale was increasing. We were getting hopeful that, you know, this trip would actually end up working out and we would be able to go camping. This new campsite I booked was fine. You know, there's no issues with it. And then we get there. And when we get there, we start driving up the road, get about 10 meters, and then see a closed gate. We hop out, look at the gate, and was like, right, okay. So I called up the place. Again, this is the second time I called up the place today. And I said, yep, we're at this campground, blah, blah, blah campground, and the gate is closed. And the woman on the other end of the phone said, right, okay, this is a remote campground and you have to hike to get there, right? And I was like, what? I had accidentally managed to book another campsite that you couldn't get to by car. This time, I think it said on the website, and I'm just like, stupid. I didn't even think to look at it for some reason. It was kind of a last minute booking, so I'm excused a little bit, but still really should have checked that, especially after the whole first incident there. So I was like, right, okay. So we've just managed to do that, and the woman offered to transfer my booking fee to, another site, and I was like, yeah, sure, that's fine, that's perfectly fine. So she looked for other sites near me, and the closest one was hours away. And by this time, it was getting to the point, I think it was 3 in the afternoon, we would get there by sunset, and it wouldn't be worth it at all. It just would not be worth it. And by that point, we'd be staying really far away from home, and it wasn't going to happen. So unfortunately, we ended up cutting our losses and we came home. We stopped off at a shopping center to get food, and that was our lunch, and we had lunch at 5 p.m. Yeah, just to put that into perspective. 5 p.m. lunch, yeah. So that's the time scale we're looking at here. And the general sentiment of everyone was just like, I really don't want to go home. That would be admitting defeat, but what choice do we have, type of thing. And it really did kind of suck. I'm still quite annoyed at the National Parks website for, putting down false information on there, and us literally not knowing until we were there and realized that we couldn't go there. So, and yeah, so that was that was quite the experience. We did a little bit of what's known as retail therapy. We went into CEX, which is a computer exchange shop, and I personally bought a couple games. I got Drawn to Life: The Next Chapter for the Wii, because the Wii is actually the only working console with a disc drive that I have, I think. So I bought Drawn to Life: The Next Chapter for the Wii, which is a really great game on the 3DS. It was a really awesome game on the 3DS, and I thought, you know what, screw it, I'm going to buy it for the Wii. It's a safe option. I've played it on the DS. I know it's a good game. I'll just buy it for the Wii. That's fine. And so I bought that, and I also got Rayman Origins, which I've heard good things about the Rayman series, so I was like, may as well, sure. And because it's a computer exchange shop, I managed to get both of those games for $11. So yeah, that was a pretty good bargain at the end of the day. So I was like, right, okay, not a total loss, it's okay. I managed to get some fun games from that, hopefully. And that day was, well, I guess, how do I put this? That day was not really our day in the slightest. As we went into the shopping center, literally the escalator that goes down from the car park was blocked. The escalator was not working. Like, it got to that level. Trying to work out how I want to do this entrance. I don't really want to just put a door, but I don't know how I feel about doing something like this. Yeah, okay, that's a little bit better. The darker wood, I guess, contrasts a little bit more with this going across. I think that's a lot better, yeah. So yeah, anyway, that was that day in a nutshell. That was all in one day. Yeah, one day. quite the stressful day, if I do say so myself. So right though, I think I can definitely say I've learned a valuable lesson, and that is to just triple check all those details and all that kind of stuff, because it is very easy to, I guess, oversee these details and just, I guess, triple check on all these details. It's difficult, but it's definitely worth it in the long run, I think. Like, what I could have done is I could have Googled where the ferry in that area was, just to double check the route completely, instead of just, well, putting 2 and 2 together. It makes sense. I need to get across water in this area. There's a ferry in this area, therefore the ferry is in the area I need to cross the water. I used that logic and it just really did not pay off. So yeah, then unfortunately we ended up driving home completely defeated, and I was not very happy in the slightest. And I think you could probably understand why. I mean, I guess it's difficult to take when you've been anticipating this trip for such a long time and you've been getting really excited for it for quite a while, and it just doesn't really end up working out. But yeah, anyway, we've got mostly the exteriors done of this building, which is awesome. So something I want to do actually over here is I want to probably, I guess, get rid of this section of roof, and I want to do a staircase that goes up the side and into a little entrance up there. I think that could be really cool. So I'll just move these shulkers, I guess. This is looking really cool next to that. I'm really loving how this town is coming together. This is awesome. So I'm thinking I want to maybe do a spruce staircase up here. I'm worried it'll blend in a bit too much with this though. I don't know what other block I can use though. So now this is kind of annoying because I have run out of story and I've still got stuff to build, so I guess I'm just going to finish up the exteriors of this build. I was hoping to even get multiple houses done maybe, but no, that definitely didn't happen. I also definitely need to work on how well I can commentate and build at the same time, because, I mean, there was quite a bit of space there where I feel like I was just standing and just talking. I need to work out how to, I guess, think of building stuff while doing that, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so I think this build is going to just about be done here. So I want to place a door in here, just like so. And also a door in here. Yeah, look at that. Nice. So that's it for the exteriors. The interiors are going to be a little bit different, but I'm not going to worry about that in today's episode. We didn't get a lot done in today's episode, obviously, but I did a lot of talking, and I wanted to, I guess, give this style a bit of a go, because I've seen a lot of, especially old school Minecraft YouTubers do it, and I thought it was worth giving a go. It's one of the best things about having a small YouTube channel. You can just give whatever you want a go. You just try it out, you know? And I figured I'd take advantage of that. I hope you enjoyed that little story. It was a bit of a different type of episode in this one, but yeah, hopefully it turns out well, and hopefully you guys enjoy it, and if not, oh well, that's fine. It's just one video. I can do other videos. And I figured it's a double-edged sword because, well, this episode is meant to be coming out like tomorrow morning, so there might be a snapshot tomorrow morning. I'm not 100% sure, but just to be safe, I want to have this video coming out then, or at least ready to go out when I get up. Obviously, there's still work to be done on the inside here, but that's perfectly fine. So I think I might go ahead and end off today's episode here, but first, let's do the comment of the day. Let me just empty my inventory first. Alright, so today's comment of the episode is the only comment on that video. As I said in the beginning, the video wasn't really not well received. I can't say it wasn't well received, it just didn't get a lot of, I guess, attention, which is fine. Again, probably my fault, probably just by chance, I don't know. Anyway, let's read the comment here. Love the backstory behind the new town. Great video from Casper, once again. I think he's already got a comment or two in the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame? Why did I call it that? The Viewer Recognition Hall, there it is. So yeah, the backstory behind the town. I thought it was a cool idea. If you haven't heard about it and it sounds interesting, previous episode, once again, it's in there. I talk about it there. But yeah, I think it was a kind of a cool idea to have a bit of a backstory, and the backstory might be changing a bit. I really didn't want to do this, but I'm really struggling to try and come up with, I guess, inspiration. I keep saying motivation. Motivation is not the right word. I have all the motivation in the world to try and work out a design for it. No, inspiration is what I'm struggling with here. I don't know, I'm just really struggling to come up with inspiration for the build in general, for the underground lab, that is. The above ground stuff, perfectly fine. I know exactly what I want to build for that, hence this building here. I still need to add the lanterns, I've just realized, but yeah, I know exactly what I want to do for the top half of this build here. However, the bottom half, the underground lab, this is technically spoilers, but it's the end of the video, so not as many people will watch to here, and you are part of the special club. So this is my redstone testing world, and this is a section I've dedicated to this spawn town here. And as you can see, there's a lot of testing because it's quite a unique style, I guess, and it's something I'm not really used to doing that much. So I guess over here, this is where I've been trying to test out the lab. I started off with this little corridor design, which works, but it kind of looks more like a house than a, secret underground lab. So I tried to come up with some more wall designs that didn't involve, this textured sandstone. I wanted them to be a bit more flat, a bit more hard, I guess, I don't know. And I tried this with the walls, but that didn't really work out too well. And I tried this over here, this little concept, and it almost worked. I feel like I could expand on this, and I feel like I could do it if I wanted to, and I might end up trying to do this. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I figured I needed a focal point. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. A central focal point here. So this was going to be an aquarium, and I still might end up doing this, and then it would just be a massive room around the side, and then I can have things branching out from there. And that's one idea I've been playing around with recently, but I don't know if I want to do that yet. Not 100% sure here. But yeah, I don't know. That'll come in a future episode. I need to still try and figure out what I want to do for all this stuff. I really need to go to the bathroom. Give me a sec. Anyway, so on that note, I think I'm going to go ahead and end off today's episode here. I really hope you enjoyed it. Bit of a different one today. I totally understand if you didn't watch it until this point. If you got bored, if you got sick of it, that's fine. I totally get that. But if you're not and you're here, hey, thank you for watching, and welcome to the club of watching to the end of the video. There's not many people here. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to end off today's episode. Really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider liking and maybe even subscribing. Maybe. Just maybe. That would be nice. Anyway, I'm going to end it off here. Really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.